here is my Crusader build. I will let you check out the equipment that I have equipped and kind of talk you through of what I have done with this build. For my main hand attack, I have Johanna's Argument. Obviously, if you look down, it says increase the attack speed of your Blessed Hammer, which I am the Blessed Hammer build, by 100%. Now, sometimes you can put this in the Kanias Cube, or you can equip it. It's preferably up to you. I've seen other people use the Soul Smasher on their main hand, or the Furnace, or anything that you want to use. But I found this one, Ancient Legendary. It rolled absolutely perfect, so I use it in my hand, and I use something else in my Furnace. The second piece that they consider a weapon that you have to have for the Blessed Hammer build is the Guard of Johanna. This one, also Ancient Legendary, rolled almost spectacular, almost perfect. Blessed Hammer damage is increased by 248% of this for the first 3 enemies it hits. So the first 3 enemies you hit, you're gonna annihilate them almost instantly. Then with my wrist, I use the Gabriel's Vambrace. When your Blessed Hammer hits 3 or fewer enemies, 100% of its wrath cost is refunded. So if you go swinging and nobody's there, good job. You're an idiot for 1, but 2, hey, this helps you out. You don't lose any of your wrath cost. For the belt, I'm using the Witching Hour. I'm kind of up in arms with this one and that bombardment one. This one, it rolled really nice, so I've stuck with it until I can find one of the bombardment belt that rolls better. But for now, this one is working really good. For the 6-piece set, and you have to have 6 pieces. You can't do no Ring of Royal Grandeur and use another set. Like if you're wanting to use a Shield Bash or something like that, you're not gonna be able to do it with this build. You've got to have the 6 pieces. So in order to that, you got to have the boots, the pants, the gloves, the shoulders, the chest piece, and the helmet. Preferably all Ancient Legendary. If you can't get that, just try harder. For my amulet, I am going with the Hellfire. And I've rolled this about 100 times to get the Holy Cause passive. I will explain the Holy Cause passive later on when I'm talking about my skills. The rings I use is solo play. I like to use Unity. So all damage taken is split between wearers of this ring. So when I'm getting damaged, my helper is taking the damage instead of me. Or at least it's split. Convention of Elements. Gain 172 increased damage to a single element for 4 seconds. This effect rotates to the elements available to your class in the following order: Arcane, Cold, Fire, Holy, Lightning, Physical, and Poison. It's a cool ring. You can probably use something else if you want, or you can even put this in your cube, but I will explain my items in my cube later on. To my skills. For your primary skill, you're going to use the secondary skill of Blessed Hammer. Obviously, hence the name, Blessed Hammer build. You summon a Blessed Hammer that spins around you, dealing 320% weapon damage as holy to all enemies hit. And then I use Limitless. Basically, it's 50% chance that a new hammer will be created at the location of the enemy hit. This can only occur once per hammer. It kind of sticks with you. I've seen a lot of people use Dominion, where the hammer follows you around, but I kind of like more hammers, more damage. You get what I'm saying. Provoke for the utility. That basically it'll taunt enemies, instantly generating 5 wrath for every enemy taunted. Taunting enemies will focus their attention on you for 4 seconds. And then I use Charged Up for 4 seconds after casting Provoke. Any damage you deal will also deal 50% damage weapon as lightning. So, then we got the laws. I use Laws of Valor. Empowering the law, granting you and your allies 50% attack speed for 5 seconds. Recite the law, granting you and your allies 8% increased attack speed. So, and then I use Unstoppable Force, Impairing the Law, so it reduces wrath cost of all my skills by 50% for 5 seconds, which comes in very handy because Blessed Hammer uses a lot of wrath. Escapability, I use Steed Charge. If I get into a tight pinch, I'm getting my ass kicked or I'm about to die, I get on my horse and giddy up. Get the fuck out of there. I use Ramming Steed. The horse damage deals 550% weapon damage and knocks enemies and knocks them out of the way. Now I've seen people on the PC use Draw and Quarter, where it drags 5 enemies and ruthlessly beats the shit out of them on the ground for 185% weapon damage. Problem with this is it works on PC, not on PS4. This shit sucks. It does not work. I can't. There's no point in it. It's pointless. So I stick with the ramming speed. Next one, you gotta use Accurate's Champion. You're just more powerful. Increase damage by 35%. Increase your wrath by 5. And then you use Profit. Gain another 100. You gain 150% additional armor while Accurate's Champion is active. And the first time that you damn near get your ass killed, it will return you to full health. So it's basically like a lifesaver. It slaps you in the face, saying, "Get the fuck out of the goddamn arcane. It's gonna kill you." Anyway, okay. So Falling Sword is my last one. It launches yourself up into the air, down on your enemies for 1,700 weapon damage, everything within 14 yards. And then the second is Part the Clouds. Yeah. It covers the area for 5 seconds. Lightning strikes random enemies under the cloud, dealing 605% weapon damage as lightning, and stunning for 2 seconds. Now, passive skills. You can put these in any order, it doesn't matter. But you've got to have the Fervor. I'm obviously using a one-handed weapon, so I want my attack speed increased, and I want the cooldowns reduced. Cooldowns mean strength. Cooldowns mean power. Cooldowns mean kill faster, alright? So you gotta have Fervor. Now if you want to use the Furnace, obviously you can change that out and you can use Heavenly Strength. Those of you that have played this game long enough know about these passives, know that you can use a two-handed weapon and still use a shield. My second passive is Blunt. It's kind of obvious. Increase the damage of Justice and Blessed Hammer by 20%. Well, we're a Blessed Hammer build, so guess what? You got 20% increased damage. My third passive I use Indestructible. When I receive fatal damage, you instead become immune to damage, gain 35% increased damage, and gain 107,000 life per kill for 5 seconds. This occurs every 6 seconds. And last but not least, no matter what kind of build you're going for with a Crusader, whether it's Shield Bash, Blessed Hammer, or the one that you're going to make up with the new 2.4 patch of whatever you want to build. That's gonna 2.4 patch is going to be pretty cool with the Crusader. You're going to be able to build all kinds of neat shit. But finery you've got to have. I mean, 1.5% strength of every gem socketed into your gear, which is a lot of sockets. I mean, you got 2 there, you got 1 there, 3, 1, sometimes 1 there, and in all your amulet and rings. So that helps out. Paragon, standard Paragon applying. If you're a low Paragon, obviously you want to do strength and vitality about equal until they're filled up to 50, and then you can maximum wrath to 50. Offense, you always want to start with crit hit chance first, fill that one up first, then go crit damage, then go cooldown, and then attack speed. With defense, always fill resist all first. Don't be stupid. Just fill resist all, and then life regeneration per second, armor, and then life. And the last one, I always go life on hit. The more you hit, the more you live. So let's do life on hit. Resource cost reduction, area damage, and for you beginners that need gold, fill that sorry fucker up too. Let's see. In my Canias Cube, hell, we'll just take you over there. In my Canias Cube, I have the Soul Smasher. When you kill an enemy, it explodes for 600% of your life and kill damage to all enemies within 20 yards. You no longer benefit from your life per kill. Yank, yank. I'd rather have life per hit anyways. Typically, I don't use Soul Smasher. Higher grade or rifts, I will use the Furnace. Increases damage against elites by 50%. Obviously, I use Leoric's Crown. Increase any effect of the gem socketed into your helm, which I have a diamond, so that's gonna increase my cooldowns by 100%. And Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. Reduce the remaining cooldown of one of your skills by 1 second when you hit with a resource spending attack. Well, my main attack is a resource spending attack. So every time a hammer or any of this shit hits something, my cooldowns jump faster and faster and faster. So that's really, really good. That's what you gotta have. Obsidian Ring, I don't think you can go any different. Legendary gems, I use Bane of the Stricken. You gain 25% increased damage against bosses and Rift Guardians, which is great because them sorry fuckers are sometimes hard as shit to kill. Each attack you make against an enemy increases the damage it takes from your attacks by 1.5%. The next one, kind of obvious, Bane of the Trapped. Everybody uses this. There's really no way around it. You kind of have to. It increases damage against enemies under the effects of control of pairing effects by 35.4%. And I switch back and forth between the Wildebeest and Gorgok of Swiftness. I'm using Gorgok right now due to the simple fact that it helps with survivability. After not taking damage for 4 seconds, gain an absorb shield for 200% of your total life per second. And it regenerates 73,000 life per second. That's pretty high up there. You gotta have a lot of life, which the Crusader typically does. Now, with this Crusader, there's 3 very, very important things, possibly 4. You've got to have your crit hit chance above 40%. That's got to be above 40% to be any good. Obviously, I've got mine 52%, so it's pretty good. Your crit hit damage has got to be around the same thing. So if your crit hit chance is 50 or 40%, you've got to have your crit hit damage at 400%. If it's at 50%, technically you would like to have it at 500%. But as long as I'm close, I don't give a shit. Cooldowns, you've got to have 40%. If this thing is not above 40%, you're not going to be worth shit. You're going to be slow. You're not gonna be able to be in accurates as much. Therefore, you're gonna die a lot more. Typically on your resistances, physical, cold, fire, blah 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 blah. It's really up to you. Like me, I like the physical resistance being up a little higher. I'd like all these to be in the 900s, but if I'd have to put some topazes in my equipment, and I'm not really gonna sacrifice resistances for strength for resistance. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty well off without all the high resistances, but typically you'd like to have that above 700 as close as you could. Other than that, I think that's it. I think that's it on my gear. If you want to check out what a level 50 grift kind of looks like, we can go through it here.
Unleash your power, champion.
Yeah, this is
not yet.
Greater 50 is a Torment 10 capability. It's the same as Torment 10, so
not enough wrath. Patience.
Basically, what like if you're doing a regular rift, you're doing a T10. All these crazy bastards.
Not ready yet.
Yeah, see how first 3 enemies I'm coming across, just boom, 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 boom. I mean, those hammers are just. I was wondering what was taking me so long to kill something back there. Yellow. Yet. Didn't even realize that. I'm not gonna waste my time with small packs. They're a waste of time. I like I said, you gotta have a big area, a lot of density for this